Welcome to the award-winning Texas Toast Podcast, your podcast home for all things Texas country. Kick back and enjoy as we toast the best in Texas country. Welcome to the Texas Toast Podcast, and I'm so happy and excited to be able to welcome to the podcast for the first time, Devin Michaels. Hello, Devin. How's your day going?
It's going pretty good. It's going pretty good.
Yeah, mine's going great now that you're here. So let me tell you how this came about. I live in Matagorda, which is kind of close to the Victoria area, and I had actually worked in radio in that market, and I just kept seeing this boy, this young man, Devin Michaels. Devin Michaels. I kept seeing you play. I saw Greek Brothers. I saw this, and I saw some of your stuff. And being as passionate as I am about Texas music, and especially our artists that put the work in like you do, I was like, I got to start following Devin. So I started following you, Devin, and you are doing so many awesome things. And then when Colors came out to radio, I'm like messaging Lance. I'm like, please send that to me. I got to get Devin on the radio because now I can play him on the radio. Now I can have you on the podcast. So let's talk about, so you're from Refugio, right?
Yes, ma'am. I'm from Refugio.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
So did you grow up singing all the time, or how did music come into your life?
Yes, ma'am. So as far as I can remember, I have been singing since I was like a little kid. I have family that's very musically inclined. My grandfather used to play a lot of instruments and stuff like that, and so I've always, ever since I was a little kid, I've always picked up an instrument. And I remember, always writing songs in my head and singing, with the microphone, toy microphone.
Uh-huh.
Yes, ma'am. So.
Yeah. So you went to school in Refugio. That's where you grew up, went to school and all that stuff.
Yes, ma'am. I went to school here. I was raised here. I was actually born in Victoria, but I was raised in
Oh,
Refugio.
yeah. Yeah, because it's
Yes,
just
ma'am.
right there. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
right there. Yeah, that's so cool. Yeah, I remember back when I was young. This was many, many years ago. And of course, I would never do that now. I know it's Refugio, but it was like when I was in high school. Now, this was the 80s, and I was from a small town called Sealy, like 50 miles west of Houston. So all of us girls had this summer camp thing, and there was these girls there from Refugio.
Oh
Shame on
my.
us. They were so bad. And actually, I made best friends with them. Like, we ended up like hanging out with the Refugio girls like for the whole week that we were there. They were so much fun. And from that point forward, I realized, and as I grew up, I realized what a really cool, awesome town Refugio really is. It's
Yeah,
awesome that you,
it's pretty sweet
yeah,
here. Yeah.
yeah. So I know you
Yes,
probably
ma'am.
get that a lot growing up there. So some of your musical influences I saw on your website, Little George Strait, Merle Haggard, and Tejano also. So what was kind of your development in music and who your inspirations?
Honestly, a lot of my inspirations came from like my aunt and my stepdad. I remember when I was growing up, he had this Dwight Yoakam CD. Man, he played that thing till it like burnt out, dude. I swear. And but on my aunt, my mom's sister, she played a lot of like early 90s alternative and a lot of Paramore, a lot of Deftones, and a lot of Soundgarden. I just remember sitting in her passenger seat in her old beat up Mustang that she had, and there's a song called Diamond Eyes that was playing on C11 on the radio. And I was like, who is this? And she was like, this is Deftones. And ever since then, I fell in love, like badly in love with, that whole scene. And I remember, my dad with his Dwight Yoakam CD. And growing up, whenever I got my first guitar, I was like, what if I just like mashed those two genres together and just
Wow.
just just
Wow.
went with it. So that's kind of where my main influence are from, is from that 90s alt scene and a little bit of that Dwight Yoakam in there.
Aren't ants the best?
All right,
I
dude.
know ants
Yes.
are just, I mean, like I had so many of my favorite ants. Like I had a lot of influence from my ants also. That's such a cool story. Thank you for sharing that.
Yes,
Yeah.
ma'am.
I love that. So let's talk about your music. So I like it. I love your voice. I mean, you're on the rock inside, which I always say in Texas music, in our industry, we have genre inside the genres. We've got
Yeah.
the traditional, you have the waltzes, the swings, the two steps, we have a little rocky stuff. We got a little bit of everything. And I love how you are meshing into that. But like some people, like a lot of artists like describe their music like rocky talk or like whatever. How would you describe, put into word your music if you were to describe it or label it?
Yeah, probably. Honestly, it's whatever the people think they can, they hear. But in my opinion, I like to call it alternative.
Y'all
So
alternative?
he alternative. Yeah. So yeah, it's pretty cool.
Okay, I think that's the best I've heard in a long time. I've got to write that down because I have to use it. Y'all alternative. I'm gonna use that for some of our stuff for this podcast. Wow, love it,
Yes,
Devin.
ma'am. Yeah, he
All right.
alternative.
Yes. Okay, so we've talked about your influences and growing up. So when did you make that step into I'm gonna step out there and I'm gonna start playing some shows and gigs and really get serious about this?
Honestly, I met my manager Lance Thurman. I remember I was practicing or rehearsing. I forgot what I was doing. I think I sang a song in front of one of my buddies, and he was like, "Hey man, I have a best friend named Lance," and so I start thinking.
I'm good. Go ahead.
Okay, sorry. So he was like, "Hey man, I have this dude named Lance. He's a good old high school buddy of mine." I was like, "Yeah, sure, I'll give it a chance." I was probably not going to
Hmm.
because I don't. When I was in a situation before that didn't really work out. But then I gave him a phone call. He shot me a call, and we just started kicking it off. And then he took me out to this restaurant and gave like a pre-meeting before we did everything. And he was like, "Look, dude, there's no plan B." And I was like, "All right, there's no plan B." And I was like, "Let's just do this thing." I like full intent. Let's just do this thing. And then ever since then, in January of last year was our first year together, and it's just been we've been just cutting teeth, hitting it hard, like nonstop, just hitting it hard. So yes, ma'am.
Yes. Yes. And you can see it. I can see how you've developed in the venues that you've been playing.
Thank you. Appreciate that.
So how does that feel getting out? Let's talk about some of the venues that have been added, like where you've been playing out and about.
Yes, ma'am. Uh, it's it doesn't feel real because if you would have told me 2 years ago that I'd be like playing the venues that I've been wanting to play since I was a kid,
Yes.
I would have probably just laughed at you. But like it's I'm so eternally grateful for the opportunities that I'm getting for this and like the opportunities that are coming up. And I've made so many cool friends in the industry and met so many cool friends in the scene. It's just it's 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 humbling. It's a very humbling
Yes.
experience, and
Hmm.
like I'm just so grateful for it. Like we just headlined Cheatham Street last weekend, and I couldn't be more thankful for that. It's just it's a very surreal feeling. It's a very weird feeling, and I just love how everybody has each other's backs in this industry. It's just so safe, such a tight knit community. It's amazing. So yeah, definitely very grateful. Yes,
You
ma'am.
are so right about that. I had a meeting this morning and I was talking with some people that works in broadcasting and they're very interested in what I was giving them basically orientation of everything. And my passion for Texas music just came out. And the guy was like, and his name was Devin, by the way, also.
Oh
And he
heck
was
yeah,
like, I just see your passion and your purity and I said, I love this. When I was in radio, I fought for the Texas music. And now I have this podcast platform that I've had, and now I have Texas Toast Radio as well. But it's like we are a family. There are so many people in
yeah.
this industry that hold my hand, that are there to support me, vice versa. I mean, I watch you artists grow up in this business and do what you're doing. Just like I just started following you because I loved your voice and I loved what you were doing, and it was like I'm following along. This boy's going to do some great things.
Thank you, ma'am. I appreciate that. Yeah, it's definitely for sure. It's good to have someone to fall back on every now and then.
Hmm.
Like one of my good buddies, like Sterling Oza, I'll talk to him a lot if I'm going through anything, or my other buddy Jared Easterling, coach drummer, I talk to him a lot, or I'll go up and forward and visit him. And he actually records in the studio with me too, so it's pretty dope. Yeah. Yes, ma'am.
Let's do talk about so then you got into let's talk about all right, so what is your writing process? Are you one that it just comes to you naturally? Do you have to have a quiet time? Do you just jot stuff down during the day? How do you do all this awesome writing that you're doing?
Yeah, so definitely comes naturally. I have ADHD, so I'm jealous of the people who can just sit down and write music because I cannot do that. We'll be here
Okay.
we'll be here all day. But if I'm like in the picket or like doing a round, especially it actually happens a lot at work. I'll just walk through, do a round, and it'll just like a melody will come to my head, and I'll just like think about it, think about it, think about it. I'll pull out my notes on my iPhone and hum the melody. And then if I can, on the way home, I'll just write some lyrics to it, and then I'll finally jot it down, and that's whenever I can sit down. Like I have to have like a head start, like a kick start, but that's
Wow.
pretty much how it works. Yeah.
So you do it, so a lot of it while you're at work. Let's tell everybody what you do for your job.
I'm a corrections officer. I call it extreme babysitting.
Hmm.
So yeah, that's what I do. So it's a lot of fun. It's a lot of test your patience. So I think it's pretty cool. Yeah.
Yeah, that is a cool thing. Yes, that is a very cool thing. And I guess you and I bet you probably get maybe a lot of material sometimes, like with that job with some of the folks you deal with.
Yeah, it's true. I get a lot of stories that I can get to grab some
Yeah.
inspiration from. So yeah. Yes, man.
Well, kudos to you on that. I mean, that's a good public service, a public servant, position to be in also. So back to the music. So we got I love the story about the writing. So now we're going to the studio and you do have some songs on streaming. You can look up Devin stuff on all the streaming platforms. It's a must listen to. So when you first started, then you're developing this career, and then you're starting to go into the studio and record. What was that like for you? Maybe the first time that you went in, because I think that could be like intimidating.
Yeah, very, very, very nervous, especially how it went down. I was supposed to record with this one guy. He didn't really work out too well, so I decided just to go completely blind with the studio out in Fort Worth, Texas. And this dude's like top notch, recorded for like really good people. And he was just like, "Yeah, man, come to the studio." And I was like, "Okay." So I messaged his guitarist, and I need a guitarist, and his name is Caleb Grant. And turns out they're cousins. I didn't even realize that. So
Wow.
yeah, I'm going into the studio just completely blind, scared to death. I'm like shaking with this song that will never see the light of day. And it was a really fun process though. It was a lot of fun for sure. Yeah.
Mhm. So you've got quite a few songs on streaming. So I did get a note that you are working on a new album.
Yes, ma'am. I am. Hopefully we're gonna be. Hopefully we'll lay down some music with Josh Rado. Oh, and that guy, man, that dude, he's a monster, man. But yes, man, that's what I'm doing right now. Hopefully
Awesome.
we'll get two songs out by November and two singles out
Oh,
by November.
wow. So you're really like, this is like happening.
Oh yeah, it's happening pretty fast.
Oh
Yeah.
man, Miss Helen got some more to keep up with. See, Devin, you're going to keep me busy. I knew you're going to keep me busy. I got to keep up with the album and then all these shows that you're playing, and then figure out how I can get you down here to play, or I can go to a show and see you finally. But
Yes,
speaking
ma'am.
of your shows, I see where you've got uh the Yorktown one. What's the name of it? Yorktown.
Oh, Western Days?
Western Days, yes, that was always an
Yes.
annual thing for me when I was in radio. That's a awesome event, and I was looking. Jared Birmingham's on there, Wynn Williams, Tony LaRue, and of course Jared and Wynn are two of my favorites.
Mhm. Man, yeah, I'm super excited for that. I've always wanted to play Western Days actually, and for us to get on that bill was pretty cool. So that's definitely a young bucket list of mine for sure.
That's
When I was a
awesome.
kid. Yeah.
Yes, yes. Maybe have you played at Cuero at Turkey Fest yet? That's another good one.
No, man, we haven't hit that bill yet, but we really want to.
That should
That's
be
something.
coming your way, I would think, with where you're situated. Let's see, what else was I going to ask you? Okay, so county fair season's coming up. What do you got for that? Anything big for that?
We are doing the Calhoun County Fair actually.
Yay!
I'm super stoked for that. We're gonna be headlining that Friday night. That is going to be, I believe it's October 17th, I want to say. Super stoked for that. Let me see real quick. I have it all in my notes.
I love Calhoun County Fair. And then you're
Yeah,
getting down in Jared Birmingham territory there.
yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's gonna be October 17th. Yeah, I'm super stoked for that. I've always wanted to play at county fair, so yeah, it's gonna be dope.
Oh, they're gonna love you. Man, that's gonna be so great. So what
Yes,
else do
man.
you have coming up?
We have this weekend we're gonna be in Aerocrafters in Victoria,
Hmm.
actually, and the weekend a couple few weeks after that we're with my buddy Aaron McBee at the Sip Yard, and then I believe we have Come and Take It Fest October 3rd.
Oh,
So
you're doing some good stuff.
yeah,
Man,
yeah.
Sip Yard is just in my life and in the meeting I had this morning, we talked about the Sip Yard. I mean,
Hmm.
it's like, cause cause that's kind of like just down the coast for me. And we're talking about all the great things that they do there. And I've been invited so many times by some of the artists playing there. And I would really, one of my friends that was in the meeting, she had just been there 4th of July and fell in love with it.
Yeah, I haven't been yet, but I've been meaning to go, but I guess I'll just have to wait till September. It's been so freaking busy. But
Mm-hmm.
yes,
Mm-hmm.
man.
It
But
looks awesome. Very awesome. So we got some good shows. So tell me about your band and like when you do your live shows, kind of what people can expect.
uh a lot of moving around, kind of jump around
Yeah,
like a
yes, I see that.
grasshopper. And it's definitely high energy for sure. My buddies, we're all just we're all in it. We're all fully invested in it. So we're just like if we can, it all depends on how you put on a show, especially in
Mhm.
Texas, in the Texas music scene. Like,
Yes,
yeah, you can make great music, yeah, you can write good music, but I mean, can you play the show?
that's right.
So we kind of that's what we rehearse a lot. My rhythm guitarist, he's from George West, Texas. His name is Leroy Holloway. Lead guitarist is from Stockdale. His name is Hayden Kruger. Bassist is from Kosciuszko, Texas. Such an odd name. That's he's from Kosciuszko. His name is Scooter. We call him Scooter. And then
Uh-huh.
my drummer's from Alice. His name is Eric Pena. So
Oh, I
yeah,
like
we're
that.
kind of all close to each other, so we always have time to meet up at least once or twice a week and figure it out.
Wonderful, wonderful. So, anybody that's in the music industry right now that has taken you into mentor, or anybody that you really like look up to, that's kind of like that's like your inspiration, like the people that in the business now.
Oh yes, ma'am, no doubt. Cody West is
Yes.
a really big um inspiration of mine, and especially Sam Canty from Trinity Oak Revival. Man, that guy
Oh,
could
wow.
write a song. Like both of those guys, like could write like crazy. Like
That is
it's
epic. Yes.
yeah, and like Cody's vocals, Cody's writing. I love the way he writes, and Sam Canty's writing. I love his melodies of his songs. Like it's just like those two right now are definitely my top two. Yes, man.
Mhm. That's so, yeah. I mean, you just got it together. You got everything together. Everything's just falling into place. And I'm sure some of these other, like, I'm sure there's other bucket list venues that will open up for you as well.
Yes, ma'am. Yeah, yeah, for sure. Next one right now is I want to do Concrete Street one of these days. So I already
Oh,
did Brewster Street, which is a bucket list, and
I
now I want
saw
to.
the Brewster. That was
Yeah,
awesome.
thank you.
Yes.
Yes, ma'am. Now I want to do Concrete. Yeah. So
Well, I'll be paying attention and watching for that because I have no doubt that's going to happen. That is going to
thank you, ma'am. I
happen.
appreciate that.
Yeah, well, look at you working and doing the special job that you do and putting out some great music. And I like the fact that you just have it organized and all together and have your goals and your reaching goals and just keep moving forward. And anything else we need to cover before we get off here
No, man.
that
Thank you
I
for
didn't
having me. I
maybe
really do appreciate it.
trying to think if there was something else I had to ask you. I don't know. I guess maybe we covered all because we will definitely be having some more visits. I can promise you that.
Yes,
I'm
ma'am.
hoping
Of
maybe
course.
the next visit can maybe be in person. But I want to
Yeah.
thank you for taking the time to visit with me here on the Texas Toast podcast. And I got you playing on Texas Toast Radio. Colors
Thank
is
you.
on, and I'll keep playing it. Whatever you put out, make sure you get it sent over to me because it's going in rotation and going to get reported for you. So
Yes,
awesome
ma'am.
job! It is so nice to finally meet you, Devin, and thanks so much for coming on the podcast.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you
Thank
for
you so
having me. I
much for joining
appreciate
us for
that.
this episode of the
Yes, ma'am.
Texas Toast Podcast. And now, big news if you're a lover of Texas country red dirt music, you can now go listen to our station, Texas Toast Radio. Log on to texastoastradio.com to hear a mix of all your Texas country favorites.